the 5 spookiest places in the world. Get ready, because today we're diving headfirst into the dark side of the planet. We're opening the portal to a spooky journey through the 5 most haunted places in the world. If you think you're brave, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and come with me. But be warned, this trip is not for the faint of heart. Our first spooky stop is in Japan, at the foot of Mount Fuji, the Aokigahara forest, also known as the Suicide Forest. Just imagine, you're walking through a dense forest. The silence is almost deafening, only broken by the sound of the wind whistling through the trees. The sunlight barely penetrates the canopy, creating a cold, humid and gloomy atmosphere, even during the day. Aokigahara is sadly famous for being one of the places with the highest suicide rate in the world. People go there seeking the end of the line amidst that vast green and silent expanse. They say that the forest is haunted by the yurei, the restless spirits of those who died there. According to Japanese belief, the yurei wander the world of the living in search of peace, and the Aokigahara forest is said to be one of their meeting places. Many people who have ventured onto the forest trails come back telling hair-raising stories. Unexplained shadows that seem to watch them from between the trees, figures that disappear into the woods, voices whispering in the distance. Some even report feeling strange presences, as if they were being touched by something invisible. So would you dare to face the darkness of the suicide forest? Ready for a trip to the heart of Transylvania? Our next stop is in Romania, at Bran Castle, better known as Dracula's Castle. Just imagine an imposing medieval fortress perched on top of a cliff with towers that seem to touch the sky. The mountain mist surrounds the castle, creating a mysterious and frightening atmosphere. Bran Castle became famous for its association with Vlad III, the Impaler, a Romanian prince known for his cruelty. Vlad inspired the creation of Count Dracula, the most famous vampire in literature, created by Bram Stoker. Although there is no evidence that Vlad lived in Bran Castle, the legend spread throughout the world and transformed the place into an irresistible tourist spot for fans of vampires and horror stories. They say that the castle is haunted by several ghosts, including Vlad the Impaler himself, who wanders the halls at night, lamenting his fate. Visitors report seeing shadowy figures, feeling cold touches, and hearing unexplained whispers. Doors open and close by themselves, objects move inexplicably, and a constant feeling of being watched haunts those who venture through the castle's chambers. If you're a fan of vampire stories, Bran Castle is a destination you need to visit. Our next stop is in San Francisco Bay, where we will visit Alcatraz Island, home to one of the most famous and feared prisons in the world. Just imagine, an isolated island, surrounded by the icy dark waters of San Francisco Bay. At the top of the island stands the imposing structure of Alcatraz Prison, a concrete and steel giant that was once home to some of the most dangerous criminals in American history, like Al Capone. Known as the Rock, Alcatraz was considered an escape-proof prison from which no one could ever escape. But Alcatraz's history is much more than just crimes and criminals. After the prison closed in 1963, Alcatraz became a popular tourist destination, attracting visitors from all over the world curious to learn about the prison's history and its former residents. They say that the ghosts of prisoners still haunt the empty corridors of Alcatraz, seeking revenge for their years of suffering. Visitors report hearing blood-curdling screams coming from the empty cells, doors slamming for no apparent reason, chains dragging through the corridors, and a constant feeling of being watched. One of the most haunted spots on the island is the solitary confinement cell, known as the Hole. If you dare to visit Alcatraz, prepare for an unforgettable experience. And to close our tour of the scariest places in the world with a golden key, let's head to sunny California, to the Winchester House. Just imagine, a gigantic mansion with an architecture that defies logic, with towers that seem to lead nowhere, doors that open to walls, corridors that lead nowhere, and stairs that end at the ceiling. The history of the Winchester House is as bizarre as its construction. The mansion was built by Sarah Winchester, heiress to the Winchester Repeating Arms Company fortune. After the death of her husband and daughter, Sarah consulted a medium who told her that the family was cursed by the spirits of all the people killed by Winchester rifles. The psychic claimed that the only way for Sarah to get rid of the curse was to build a house for herself and the spirits, and that construction could never be finished. For 38 years, the Winchester House was built 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without interruption. The result is a labyrinthine mansion with over 160 rooms, 40 staircases, 2,000 doors, 47 fireplaces, 13 bathrooms, and 6 kitchens. They say that Sarah Winchester communicated with the spirits through secret codes hidden in the architecture of the house. If you're looking for a spooky adventure, be sure to visit the Winchester House. So guys, did you survive this macabre journey through the scariest places in the world? Each of these places has a sinister story to tell, full of mystery, unexplained events, and hair-raising legends. If you were brave enough, which one would you visit? Or rather, which one would you avoid at all costs? Tell us in the comments. And if you enjoyed this dive into the dark side of the planet, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next adventures. Until next time, and beware of nightmares.